We are past the top of the hour. But since I brought up these lynching things, I would be remiss in not getting to John in Kentucky on the line. John, Kentucky John, how you doing, man?
Why do you change your demeanor when you get a caller, man? You sounded so somber when you was talking about that guy getting the death penalty. Now you sound like you're happy and excited. But
I'm happy and excited to talk to a man from Men's History Month. Happy Men's History Month to you, man.
Man, let me tell you something.
All right.
It irritates me when you downplay my history and my people when it comes to lynchings. You always say that it's based on these people committing crimes.
Allegedly.
That downplays it to the highest extent, man. Lynchings were used to intimidate blacks. When blacks were fighting for the right to vote, it wasn't because so-and-so stole a chicken or a bag of potatoes.
Or a cow.
Because white people are evil.
They may have been evil. They may have been evil in many cases in doing those lynchings.
Definitely evil.
Because revenge is evil. I agree with you.
And back in the day...
But you're making a claim about voting rights. Every lynching was not about voting rights. In some cases, it was rape, murder, or theft. I don't know about a voting... There's no such thing as voting rights, but somebody trying to vote isn't a cause for lynching. I agree with you there.
But...
Go ahead.
Listen though.
All right.
You're trying to downplay it, saying that like it was most definite that somebody had committed the crime.
That's your imagination. I say alleged because sometimes I've said many times, I didn't say this time, many times some may have been innocent. They were accused. They were not given a trial.
Most times these people were innocent.
How do you figure?
Because the climate back in the 50s, 60s, it was so tense with racial issues, man, because black people started to stand up for themselves and they didn't want to be at the bottom of the totem pole. But what I'm saying is...
There didn't have to be a totem pole. But they stood up for themselves the wrong way. Communism was the enemy of religion. But anyway, go ahead.
There were times when these so-called Christians, Ku Klux Klan Christians, would hang families, Hake.
Okay.
Like women, children, and the men.
All right.
And you never talk about stuff like that because that puts a black eye on your race.
It doesn't put a black eye on my race? What are you talking about?
Yes, it does.
I don't think in terms of that. I think in terms of individuals who do wrong and in patterns of people, sometimes whites may have fallen into that type of mindset, which may have been overboard. It sounds like that would have been overboard to hang the whole family. That sounds wrong. But
you're trying to act like it was minor. It was a major problem, Hake. It was a major problem.
When you accuse me of downplaying it, I'm trying to bring the whole truth to it because they don't mention not your side, but the people who talk about these lynchings, they say, they were lynched merely for being black, but that's not true. It was for being black and having allegedly committed a crime.
Yeah, but they
and whites were lynched too, and blacks committed lynchings themselves. They lynched they lynched fellow blacks. I don't know if they ever lynched whites. Blacks lynched too. Yeah, they did. According to what I read, anyway. According to what I read on some blog. So I could be completely wrong.
Blacks didn't go around lynching white people. You had mobs of white men.
But they may have murdered some white people.
Yeah, at times.
And that was, and in overreaction to that, maybe some whites lynched those blacks.
Man, let me tell you something.
It wasn't just voting rights, man.
It's based on those whites being pure evil, though, man. Look, you didn't have to commit a crime. You didn't have to commit a crime. You could look at a white man in the eye. You can look at his wife, and he would get his guys together and lynch you.
Huh?
In those days.
Oh.
Just by looking at a white woman the wrong way.
This is your claim. Can you cite a real example of that actually happening?
Emmett Till.
Emmett Till allegedly grabbed her at one point.
No,
it was alleged at one point.
Crap.
Was it ever said?
Bullcrap.
Was it ever said that he grabbed her?
I don't know if it was ever said.
It was said.
But
I'm telling you, it was said. Whether it was a lie or not.
Boy?
Hold on. Whether it was a lie or not, that's a different story. I don't know.
Well, that's the evilness of that woman.
But you said just a look. And the liberals try to downplay it as, oh, he just whistled at her. And I don't know if it was just a whistle or a grab or vulgar statements too or what.
Yeah, but your bias is telling you that he grabbed her. That's what your bias is.
No, I didn't say that. I did not assert that he grabbed her or not. I'm just saying
why
that.
Else, why else would they leave a child in that condition?
What do you mean? Well, why else would the guys who tortured him and killed him or whatever, mutilated his body and face and stuff like that? Why else would they do that? Because they overreacted to the
evil, right?
alleged they were evil and they overreacted to the alleged thing. His father, Emmett Till's father, was executed by U.S. military for allegedly raping multiple women in like Paris or somewhere.
All I'm saying is you shouldn't be downplaying, Black history when it comes to lynchings.
Now
you shouldn't always say about.
No, what? I'm just trying to give the whole a bigger picture, kind of like DeSantis and the Florida people are trying to give the real picture of slavery. That there was positives and negatives. There was
it was no positive for us. It was positive for y'all.
It was positive for you too. I mean, you're living in America. You never had it so good.
Man, listen, that's another lie.
Okay, now, John in Kentucky, you said that you get irritated when I downplay the Black history. Yeah. Why would you be irritated if I'm just a nothing Edomite? Because you're a Black Hebrew Israelite, and I mean nothing to you. My show is entertainment to you. Why would you be irritated by what I'm saying?
Because you know what? When it comes to my history, I don't know if any of my people, like my blood people, were actually lynched. Mm-hmm. But I have a respect for my ancestors. I don't know white people.
Me too.
Live life like that.
I respect this. I respect the slaves and the slave-owned masters.
But it's disrespectful to all those people who were, just life-taken because of their race, basically. Because you always say alleged crimes, but Black is the main issue.
Do you know me as? Do you know me? Do you think of me as purposely disrespecting people?
Oh, that's what your show is about.
No, man. I mean, sometimes I spit and mock people, but when I'm talking about a historical thing like that, you're reading into it as disrespectful. I'm saying it to try to get the whole truth out.
You're saying it to be a super troll, Hake.
No.
That's why you do the things you do.
No.
That's why you do the things you do, man.
What do you mean troll? Then how are you being, because you're irritated. Trolls like to irritate. You shouldn't fall for the trolling. You shouldn't fall for the irritation.
I'm not going to lose sleep. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Of course not, but
you're irritated, though.
You're the one that's going to have to pay for it one day. So.
But but you didn't really answer my question. Oh yeah, you did. You did answer your question. You identify with those people in history.
I have respect for my ancestors, man. Yeah.
Yes,
it's
but so do I.
To them.
I have respect for you. I have respect for
You do not have respect for me, man.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
You sound like one of my graduated callers who accuses me of hating him or not liking him, and I do. I like and respect you on some levels. A family man, fairly upstanding, working. I mock the Black Hebrew Israelite thing, and I know that you're into the Black thing, but you were raised this way, and you're kind of closed off to like the truth that JLP and I say. But it doesn't mean I don't respect you.
Well, all I can tell you is what goes around comes around. Karma's real. So if I were you, I would be a little bit more respectful to the people that are going to be ruling you one day. So
it sounds like that sounds like a mess. But thank you, John in Kentucky. Take care, man.
Yeah, you need to think about it.
All right. Adios.